Hello and welcome to National Park Wild. I'm Eric, and with 63 national parks in America, there are plenty of places that are not national parks that something could become the 64th. With well over 400 national park sites, national forests as well, and so many beautiful natural sites in America, the question becomes, what could be the next national park? I've done some videos talking about choices that are very likely. However, for this video, I'm just going to talk about 10 places that I think should become national parks. This is based entirely off of my experiences, so any place I've not been to would not be on here, but please comment down below places you think should become parks based on your experiences, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when new national park content comes out. Now let's get into this ranking. Number 10 is Mojave National Preserve. This has similar scenery to Joshua Tree National Park, and I think it's maybe even better. The Kelso Dunes are a very unique site, and you still have the wonderful yucca plants, and plenty of good hikes. I don't know how feasible it is that this one becomes a park, but this video is entirely based on how much I want it to become a park and not how much I think it should be. So Mojave is definitely worthy of park status in my opinion. Number 9 is Colorado National Monuments. This Colorado site is actually on par with pretty much the best Utah scenery. I wouldn't put it quite with Zion per se, but you have some massive canyons, unique colors, and a grander scale than some such as Arches National Park. I thought Colorado National Monument was beautiful when I went, and I definitely would not be upset if it became the 5th national park in Colorado. Number 8 is San Juan National Forest, also in Colorado. This one I think would be an even better fit for a Colorado National Park, due to the fact that it has absolutely breathtaking mountain scenery. Obviously, because it's a national forest, there are some issues such as recreational activities that are not allowed in national parks being allowed here. So this one probably would not become a national park, but with wonderful driving and hiking, and mountain scenery that rivals Rocky Mountain National Park in some areas, I think this definitely deserves the park status. Number 7 is Craters of the Moon National Monument in Idaho. I mentioned in a video that this is what I think is the most likely pick for the next national park, in terms of things such as feasibility, the fact that it would be the first Idaho national park if you don't count Yellowstone, and a few other reasons. Some of those reasons do include the fact that it is very much deserving of national park status. The otherworldly landscape, excellent hikes, caves, and the recreation as a whole. There's so much to see and do here, and it's one of the most unique sites in all of America. It definitely deserves national park status, and I think it could have earned a higher spot if there weren't just 6 other sites I think are even more impressive. Number 6 is Rainbow Bridge National Monument in Utah. This may technically be just one arch at a small site, but Rainbow Bridge is one of the most impressive arches in the entire world. I think this rivals Delicate Arch, honestly. It is such a unique one in the way it looks smooth, but it's massive, and you're in the Glen Canyon area, so you have very beautiful rocks surrounding. You're in a large canyon when you're seeing the Rainbow Bridge. You have to boat or hike to get to it. So even though it would not be the most popular of national parks, I think this site definitely would be a great pick. Number 5 is Devil's Tower National Monument in Wyoming. Of everything in the sort of Black Hills area, this isn't right near there, but kind of near, this is my favorite site. And I know it's not the most likely pick as a national park because Wyoming already has its fill of 2 great national parks. But this site, while not quite up there with them, could be one of the best national parks. You have a few hikes, some great wildlife, and the park has plenty of recreation for you to enjoy, even though it is somewhat small. But what stands out is Devil's Tower itself. It is a shocking sight. Nothing else looks quite like it. And walking around getting different perspectives is such a unique and honestly somewhat eerie experience if you go at night, which I did. And I think Devil's Tower is definitely one of my favorite sites in America and deserving of park status. Number 4 is Dinosaur National Monument in Colorado and Utah. This site, in terms of scenery, It's certainly impressive. You have canyons, mountains, desert, and quite a bit more. However, the amount of things to do here, from rafting to hiking to seeing dinosaurs and fossils, not live dinosaurs of course, it's a wonderful sight. Many go mainly for the quarry wall that has tons of fossils in it, and that's a very fun exhibit. But going further into the nature parts, seeing all these rocks of every color from red and orange to blue and purple, learning about the geologic history, it's a fascinating sight. And I think of all the national monuments, this is probably the best of them. It's breathtaking and easily worthy of national park status. Number 3 is Pali Coast State Park in Hawaii. Of everything in Hawaii, including the 2 national parks, this is the most beautiful area I've seen. That kind of is helped by the fact that when I boated around the Pali Coast, got to see dolphins and whales. That's always fun. But the Pali Coast itself has such grand cliffs and mountains, and the colors remind me of Zion National Park, except you're on the water. So it's a very odd, but very comforting sight, and one that I thought was special in a way that very few others were. Pali Coast is one of the best state parks, probably the best I've ever seen, and I think this could easily be the best national park in Hawaii if it were given that status. So I'd love to see that happen, though it's definitely one that's not super likely. Number 2 is Glen Canyon National Recreation Area, straddling the border of Arizona and Utah. Arizona and Utah have a lot of wonderful places. Everything from Zion to the Grand Canyon to Arches National Park, there's so much to see. Glen Canyon is right up there with the best of those. You have Grand Canyon's wonderful rock formations, though they do have a much different appearance. They're not quite as rugged. They're smoothed over. And you have massive lakes going through them. So you can do some of the best water activities of any site in the US. Boating here is an absolute delight, and hiking certain areas is very fun. And I think there are very few places that I had quite as much fun in as Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. Couple that with breathtaking scenery, including Horseshoe Bend, which really is just as beautiful as the photos suggest. And you have what could be one of the best national parks. That said, number 1 had to be Tongass National Forest in Alaska. This, for me, was an easy choice because of Mendenhall Glacier. Not far outside of Juneau, this glacier is possibly the most beautiful sight in all of America. And on top of that, you have forest, hence the name National Forest, filled with wildlife, especially bears. Those are the most prominent feature. But the glacier itself is definitely what stands out for me, with mountains surrounding it, waterfalls pouring in, and colors that you would never expect to see. Walking on Mendenhall Glacier is an otherworldly experience. And as far as Alaska sites go, it might be the best of the best. And considering that I think Alaska is the most beautiful state in America, that is saying a lot. So, Tongass National Forest, though very unlikely to become the next national park, I can't think of a single other place that preserves beautiful scenery that is more deserving of park status than it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you think should be the next national park and whether you think it's feasible or not. Subscribe for more content. I'll see you next time.